Every year we see the numbers going up, unfortunately, and not just in Montreal, in other cities as well.
As many Montrealers prepare for moving day, some won't have the same luxury of moving into a new home. That's why the Old Brewery Mission has launched a campaign aimed at highlighting the importance of preventing homelessness. Specifically, they say, focusing on an alarming growing number of evictions.
July 1st has become really the day when the housing crisis is most urgent. It is really the day of the year that marks the housing crisis.
While visiting the Old Brewery Mission, we spoke with one of the mission's clients, Mohammed Moe Malik, who ended up at the mission due to a rise in gentrification in Verdun and increased rent cost.
When you know your landlord's going to raise the prices, you worry. It's always in the back of your head. You lose sleep at night. Literally, you just sit on your balcony thinking, oh my goodness, how am I going to do it? How am I going to make rent? Eventually, you have to ask yourself, hey, what's my landlord thinking?
The campaign is focusing on the rise in evictions across Quebec, something Mo says he has experienced firsthand. The Old Brewery Mission says in the most recent homeless count in 2022, evictions were the leading cause in the loss of housing.
We might be able to help. We might be able to help those people who otherwise may actually need emergency services in homelessness, which we don't want. That is a worst case scenario. An even worse case, of course, is someone actually saying, oh my gosh, where am I gonna go? Like, I literally have nowhere to go. So we need to make sure information is getting out.
Mo says there is a continued lack of compassion and that there needs to be more community sense among landlords and Montrealers.
What I want is more people with a heart. That's what I want. And that, I think, is the solution, not just for myself, but for them and for others, because there will be others in my place, and I don't like that.
For those in a crisis, Hughes encourages Montrealers to contact prevention at missionoldbrewery.ca for support and for Montrealers to talk to their neighbors if they are also struggling.
I know sometimes it's a little difficult to ask that kind of question, especially if you don't know people very well, but ask it anyway. Dare to ask the question and then provide the information necessary to the person to make sure they're not alone, as they say, during this incredibly difficult time.
In Montreal, Tehosterihens Deer, City News.